What's going on? Good morning. Welcome. It's Z-Rex. It's No Noise. It is, man, already the 10th of February, end of the week. Happy Friday. It's time to look at some charts. End of the week show. Got some selling pressure across the board. Not a huge surprise as we were stalling under major resistances for the last, most of this week, really, the last kind of week and a half. But let's just jump into some price action and see what's going down. Oh, besides price. All right, Bitcoin, as we like to start with, Mama Bear. Nasty day yesterday, down a little over a grand. Coming back to maybe just test these highs. This is what we were talking about. Would be really nice just to come here around 21,000, give or take, $500-600, and test this, reaffirm that this is a breakout, and then can have continuation back to the upside. We could be building that right now. Let's see. Let's go to the 458. We got a nice little cluster here at the 21,000 handle. We can see it also on the daily. So, and it's just right here on top of the trend line as well. So this could be a retest of the breakout zone. We'll need a few more days, probably early next week, to kind of confirm or deny that. So it's kind of following through with the sell-off thing like we were looking at. So coming down here, let's see if we can just kind of build a base around 21K and bulls can get some more action to the upside. That's definitely a possibility. Same shit, different day though. We start getting comfy below 21,000 and really we can ratchet that down to probably about 20K flat. We start getting almost any time frame or even price getting wicking below 20K, I would start to consider this a false breakout, and I would look for probably 17 to 19 again. And then if that happens, ultimately the test will be what does price do at around 16K, because that's also let's go look at it real quick. That's also where the hash ribbons kicked in, is around 21K, I believe, or around 20K. Let's look real quick. Oh, we actually have another. Need to put this on. Whoops. Oh my gosh, click it. I'm trying to copy it, but it's not working here. How did they change that? Oh, it's locked. That's why. Yeah, I was just trying to control click it to copy it, but if it's locked, it doesn't work. All right, so I'm just putting these on the buy signals for easy reference. Let's lock that one back up. All right, so you can see both of these almost came in at the exact same price. I mean, that's pretty much exactly the same price, and that's right around 21,000. So maybe I'll ratchet up that 20K actually to about 21. We start getting comfy at all below 21K. I would start to consider this a test of the upper side of the range and false breakout. So 21,000, a little line in the sand there. Let's see if futures got anything. Yeah, we got this gap on futures around 19.5 to about 20,000 and change. So got a little bit of a gap there. Maybe we go fill that and then get continuation. I don't know, but bears are redominating their stance. They're like, hey, yeah, you can go to resistance, but that's all you get. Let's see if bulls can now defend what was previously the resistance around 21K. So they can kind of build that up like we've been talking about in the last few videos. Come down here and then have continuation. That would look pretty damn good. Still early to say that now, obviously. We're going to need most of next week to kind of digest that move. GBDC GBDC actually took out both moving averages in one candle, the 21 and the 55. That kind of sucks. Yeah, it's right on this little cluster, this little semi-body gap over here. Man, losing like 10, 30-ish on this starts to get pretty ugly. I don't like that one candle took out both of the EMAs. That is not good. Usually you get follow-through continuation to the downside in this case when you see that. So that's a little bit concerning. And GBDC has a weird ability to kind of call bullshit on crypto moves. We've mentioned that a few times. Like it never made a new high back late in 21. when spot price went to 69,000. It never even made a high, so it was like calling BS on that rally. And it's done it a couple other times in history. We're not going to go through all that right now, but so this is interesting, taking out both of those. That's actually a lot more bearish than the other structures, and this is kind of bears are kind of shutting off the bulls here below about 1120-ish. So that is interesting. Bid O putting in a magenta candle, which is just like a shut off candle. We are just over here maybe filling this. Oh, actually, no, wait. Sorry, that already did get filled. But we still have that gap too, just like on spot price and or sorry, futures down here, and that would coincide with about that 21,000 area. So possibly could be testing here, but this is also showing below 1420. Hell yeah, below 1420. The bulls have been shut down for now. Ooh, nasty engulfing on Ethereum yesterday. Pretty much took out the bodies all the way to January 22nd or 1st. Really, even this one back here, the 20th, whatever. Is it just coming back to retest some support or previous resistance in the bottom end of this range? This could be a fake out. I don't like that GBDC candle is not sexy. Engulfing all this is kind of unsexy. So really like below, man, it just sliced through all that crap. Let's zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Man, just one candle, even on a lower time frame. We're kind of looking at that 1630-ish area. And man, as soon as we lost that, it literally just went all the way to the other side of range. This is pretty interesting. We are now making a lower low in the structure on the medium time frames. And so this bears kind of redominated their control on this as long as price is back below 1575. So it's not super great by the bulls there. Pretty weak sauce. I know no one wants to hear that. It's like, oh, but it's going to be bullish forever. Well, we got some new data now, so you kind of have to start adjusting your thought. It looked really good prior to yesterday's close. Was pretty nasty. Let's see. Futures not looking as bad. We do have this little gap right here at about about 1450 to 1500. Best case, I think, right now is that for bulls this is just a retest of attempting to break out and coming back and tapping these previous resistance levels. So could still be okay, but we've been cautiously bullish on this for really the last 2 weeks, and for good technical reasons too, not just because we want to be. But when you're struggling against major resistance for many days, what are bulls supposed to do? Make price go up. And when they kind of stop doing that, you got to question the validity of the trend. Not a surprise here, tapping that 100 level, getting a rejection so far. So price just confirming that we're at major resistance with some of this selling pressure. So it's not really a surprise at all. Not in the slightest. So this is what we've been kind of looking for, is retesting breakout zones and maybe trying to keep structure with the higher highs and higher lows. But the way Bitcoin is looking here, I mean, it's okay as long as we stay above that 21,000 area. Getting comfy below that, man, you're going to start seeing some big sell-offs in these shit coins. I think that would be very nasty. ETC, yeah, so we're going to pretty much be at the bottom of ranges here on a lot of stuff. Yeah, kind of just barely holding on. Same shit, different day, retesting this breakout zone. It's like any little more selling, man, and this is going to probably start to get pretty ugly fairly quickly. We're back below all of this. Yeah, I mean, this kind of looks shit below at 8.8 cents. That's kind of the level we've been watching. So now that we've breached that, if price just starts camping below 8.8, it starts to get more bearish bias. Rejection candle there. Now this is holding up a little bit better than other stuff, to be fair. It's at about 6 pennies, 6.1 cents. It's okay, but oh, give me one sec. It's okay, but given the other selling the Mama Bear and Unicorn shirt coin, yeah, I mean 6-1. I mean, I guess we have to treat each chart a little bit independently. So above 6-1, it's okay, but now I'm starting to get a little cautiously bearish on some of these moves. Dot, yeah, same thing, kind of just rejection, coming back under the 200. Not too much to say here. Still in between like this range from last fall, so not really too much to add there. ADA, pretty nasty candle, 8% yesterday. Is it just testing these lows and kind of this little breakout zone from here and here? Yeah, possibly. Man, problem is on these higher time frame charts, this is just building as rejection. So again, like we mentioned a bunch of times in the videos, is a couple candles doesn't make a trend change. Yeah, it looks pretty good, but when you've got well over a year of downtrend, you can't be like flipping bullish because 2 candles out of 60 look good. It's a way to get wrecked. I've done that a few times. Yeah, man, just back in the middle, indecision here. I mean, look at this. Link has been absolute trash, just slapped in the middle of all of this. No direction at all. I mean, until it gets anywhere above or below, 630 or 780-ish, it's just a big nothing burger. EOS, kind of same thing. A little bit easier to read. You can kind of use over here, 115-ish to $1 until it gets out of that range, whatever. BCH, is this coming back, just testing these? I mean, it could be doing that. That's like the best hope right now, is that we're just retesting the former resistance areas and seeing if bulls can confirm them as support. That's what we've been wanting to see to keep the trend from getting too vertical, which it already was, but having a little liquidation break so we can possibly move to the upside and some better looking structure instead of just straight up. And so this could be happening. That's the best case scenario, in my opinion, right now for some of these charts, is they best be defending, within 5-10% on most coins of where the selling happened from yesterday. So after that, from about prices today, it's about 5-10% it looks like on most stuff. And I mean, like when you start kind of looking at the charts, just don't overthink it. I mean, look where most of the candles are. And that works on pretty much any type of chart. And if it looks too confusing, zoom out. That helps a lot because it takes away lots of the noise. And so, most people I don't think should be trading on pretty much anything lower than like really a week. Because most people aren't day trading and sitting at their, or even intra-week trading, sitting at their desk all the time looking at charts and getting too crazy because, people got jobs and all that kind of shit, kids, life, all that fun stuff. So weekly, I think, is a really good one for most people. You want to get a little bit more aggressive, daily's great. And then anything below a daily, it starts to get real crazy and very, very difficult too, just because the frequency increases so much of price swings. Anyway, a little mini rant there. Testing this level here, if it stays above about 120-ish, I mean, it's okay. PSV never got the party going, and it's already just dumping here. Pretty terrible. Come on, I thought this is the real Satoshi. What's going on? XMR, wow, man. It started dumping first, to be fair. It also started rallying first. That's pretty nasty. Again, the best case scenario right now is bulls is they just defend this level where a lot of this price action went to. Here it's about upper 140s, at 148. We start getting comfy back below there. Man, that would really spell false breakout. Now it actually look all the way down to like 120 if we start getting below like that 148 zone. Man, you can see too the weekly 200 is right here at about 148, and also the daily 200 is also around the same area, a little higher at like 151, but that is mega support there. And again, hopefully this is just a retest of breakout zones for continuation over the next, month or so. But man, we are at a real critical spot. We start losing some of these areas where we're at, it's going to start to smell like false breakout, bear market rally stuff, and testing other sides of ranges is usually what happens after that. So, that's where we've been real cautious if this was a bear market rally. Because we're not out of, I, personally don't think that we're out of a bear market because one or three candles doesn't make a trend change. It's like that in traditional markets too, and everything is just rallied in the exact same manner. I mean, not everything, but 90 something percent of stuff is just rallied so hard, stopped at its resistance from last year, just looking left on the chart. And so it's that's been what my gut's been saying, but I try not to just trade my gut because usually it can be full of biases, if you will. But we are getting kind of a little bit of follow through on this, so we'll see. We're gonna have to really need the next probably into next week, mid into next week, to really kind of resolve this because weekend price action on cryptos sucks anyway. All right, let's see. ZEC garbage. Look, it's just in the middle of the range. Who cares? Dump on Dash, a dashy dump. Hey, it did get caught by the 21, and again, look at this. Looking left, is it just retesting the breakout zone? Could be. That's the best case. That's what we're looking for. So let's see if bulls can build that out. We're having the same kind of conversation about each one of these coins. Ooh, brutal. Oh, this is terrible for Dogecoin. Breaking. We were kind of cautious about this on the last two videos. We're making the lower high, lower low, and it hadn't done that in a long time. If you listen to price, it gives you freaking clues. I mean, nothing's 100% except for taking losses and trading. But, there is little kind of quirks and tweaks or hints and stuff that candles can give you. And candles are like some of the best, like price structure and candles pretty much trump everything. They trump all the indicators because that's the fastest price that you'll see. All the other indicators, I don't know, hold on, let me rephrase that. It's the quickest reactions you'll see to that because all the other indicators are lagging, right? They need 10 candles, 5 candles, 14 candles, whatever it is, depending on what you're using. So they all are lagging, but the thing that's pretty immediate is definitely price action. So price action is king, always looking left at structure and kind of basing it from there is super important. And one thing that sucks about this now is it's sliced through both short-term moving averages. It is barely getting held on by the mama and 200, so it could be retesting this breakout zone right here at around 7.8 cents. We kind of almost rallied there, about 7.9. So that could be the case. I do not like when the EMAs get sliced on one candle, though. To me, I would say this is kind of shut off for the bulls until we get back above that 8.8 cent level. That's kind of what we've been watching. If we lost 8.8, we would probably come down to retest this. So we're kind of doing that now. And we just got to see if bulls can defend. They broke out and they made their position known, and now bears said, nope, you ain't getting it. Excuse me, you ain't getting it right now. And so now we got to see if bulls can defend some of the price action left. Hex coin pump, it's still going up here. I would not be surprised for this to break and come back and test to this lower 3 cent area, kind of like everything else is doing. So no volume on this thing either, man. You got one little spike here on this little dump. But yeah, I mean, with everything else kind of selling off, Hex does its own thing every once in a while, but on the longer term time frame, it does kind of trade with the rest of the market. So wouldn't be surprised to see that. Let's see, H&T dump fest. This is bearish now, below like 270. Not good. Best case scenario, again, we get caught. I mean, all the price chart and structure and charts are kind of the same. So this is it, lying in the sand for bulls, man. They better defend this price action over the next few days. because the bears are swiping that claw down. Yeah, I mean, this below 2.5 cents. Yeah, not great. Probably looking for this to do the same as everything else. Come test 2 pennies. Man, this shit just gave it all up. Dump Fest 3000. Same thing. Looking to the left, though, as it just retests some breakout zones, possibly. That's best case scenario right now. And we're just going to kind of fly through all these because they're all going to be the same. And you can see here, we do have a little doji here. That's a pretty decent reaction for this structure. You know, defending this upper 90s area could look pretty good. All right, Ton. Oh, no. Yeah, well, we got that magenta candle of death and no price above 240. So, looks kind of nasty. $2, man, is the line in the sand on this one. Been watching that like a hawk. All right, let's go over here. Actually, let me look at this real quick. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. I gotta think about that. All right, so are we just doing the same thing in normie markets too? Coming down to retest price action breakout zones. 21 EMA looks okay. We came back and went into. Oh, sorry. Let me zoom in a little bit. You know, look, we went a little bit below that 40-80 area, breached into it about to the 40-60s. This is a very important part for bulls on ES to defend. That 40-80 was kind of the flip zone. We are getting back above that now. So is this retesting the breakout zone for continuation? It very well could be. This reaction so far does look pretty good off that 40-80 area, getting back above it. We're at 40-90 currently. We have broke this speed line here. So again, it's the same thing, man. All these charts just eerily look similar. Are we just coming back to retest this? Are they false breakouts? And we just can't define that yet. We just need more data. Dow still smack in the middle of all of its freaking range. What the shit, man. This is crap. Can't really do anything with that. Russell chilling also came all the way. Oh man, it almost got there. Dang, that's a buy. I always love buying. Let me zoom in, or selling. I just missed that, I guess. I always like buying when it gets real close to horizontals that I have for the first test. You usually get bounces off of them. It's a good trade, especially on these kind of formations where it's retesting breakout zones. Almost every time you'll get a quick bounce. Now, does it last that long? Those are short-term trades. Like if those just come in, like how I play those, if those just come in and go up to previous structure on low time frames, I'll just take that off. They're like real quick trades. I usually don't turn those into longer term stuff. Although this one is not that bad to do that because this could just be that retest of the breakout zones. Let's see. Same with Dow. Look at that, right? Coming up on the box. I mean, is this just a liquidation break? Very well could be. Same thing here, looking left, just testing up here on the top. We got a nice 45-degree angle. VIXY, look at VIXY bouncing off of that trend line. Very beautiful. Look at VIX respecting TA. How cool is that? Oh man, and we're already at over 100 on VVIX is kind of this little threshold that I use. And when it gets over 100, you got to watch out for like big violent moves. And you can see we're banging right up against it. I think we brought this up on Wednesday's video. I just randomly noticed at the very end of the video, VVIX was up like 12%. And that's a huge move. That hadn't happened since like September back over here. Since like September 23rd, which all the indices had sell off pretty much immediately after that, which actually happened to here in the last couple of days. So pretty interesting. Don't sleep on the VIX. Definitely keep an eye on it. It is kind of broken right now because we swing 2-3% multiple times in a day, and it's still hovering around 20. At that time, it was actually sub 20 when that happened, but kind of crazy. All right, so VIX showing that there's some people are getting a little bit excited for some possible selling pressure from DAS bears. All right, let's go to oil. Oil's actually doing pretty good. Came back above this 77-ish level, and now we're getting continuation. Very much range trading here. and we're coming up to the top level again. This hasn't changed. 82.50-ish is major resistance. Let's see, this looks like a 618 retracement. Yeah, it's around there. It actually got to about the 782, but 618 is around 78.60. And so this is a pretty good attempt, man. If this comes back above, this could be considered a false breakdown right on this trend line cross. And now we're back above the trend line. And if we kind of hover above 77 bucks, oil has a decent chance of a break into the upside, because this is actually a higher high, higher high, or sorry, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. We start getting above 82.50, man. Oil could run real hard and real fast. I mean, we could see that bitch go all the way up to low 90s pretty quick. So interesting there. Nat gas is trying to base here. It's gone sideways for more days than it has since December. So that's different behavior. Before that, it was pretty much 3-ish days before continuation. Or just a slow dribble like here. But this, we've actually got most of this week, it's stopped going down. So that's a little bit different price behavior. I might take a little shot on that because this, for me, is easy risk management. It goes back below 246. I mean, whatever. It's out of there. Interesting, because that is very different price behavior than the last couple months or so. Let's look at the 3-hour. Yeah, we're getting neutral on the oscillators again, because you can see before that bears have been dominating even the 3-hour, which generally doesn't happen super often, only in mega downtrends or uptrends. But in this case, a mega downtrend. But yeah, about that 3 hours also confirming that 246 area. So possible low risk entry on this. I might look at taking a stab at this one. It's only about 3%. Getting rejections here. This is where the chart's getting ugly. And this is what I have concerns about bulls having continuation and this just being liquidation break. We're breaking down on the bonds again. We're breaking down on the notes, the 10-year. TNX is now over 370. This is the biggest issue, I think, for market bulls. This is a lot of headwinds here. We start, especially for like NASDAQ, which is super rate sensitive, which is funny because you can see that it's actually down still 1%. This is probably why, if rates keep going up, man, it's going to slap tech, and crypto's in that boat too. So this starts, let's look at the weekly. We were talking about this on Monday or Wednesday, and it is just the first candle. But if we close up here above 370, that's pretty much, it's like almost open and close above here, and we start spiking on this again. Next resistance is about 382. This could bring in some nasty sell pressure into markets, so be on the lookout for that. Dollar, look at dollar freaking flagging out right here. Above 103.70, it's like 105, and even 106 is a target on that. That's interesting, man. We might be getting some more hike action going. And they revised the numbers again on the CPI calculations, of course, because, if it doesn't fit your narrative, you just change the formula. Euro obviously going to look a lot like inverse dollar. So I'm kind of just watching the TNX. That gives you the clue. Now we are above it, man. That's a very interesting. It's probably going to have hard headwinds too for gold and silver. If you can start getting higher yields, like imagine if they keep hiking, right? And like we go up to 6% even or something, which the markets would probably absolutely hate and sell off hard. But that's going to be tough for gold and crypto and other things. If you can go to your bank and start getting 5, 6, 7% a year on savings accounts. I saw one the other day that was at like 4.5 or something. That's the highest we've seen in a long time. Just a year or so ago, they were like 1.5, or like I even saw some like 1.39. It's like, what? On a 5-year CD, what a great deal. So, we've been zero for so long, pretty much since the great financial crisis. Maybe it's time to kind of take a little break and go to the other end of range there. I don't know, man. There is this funny ass chart. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I've been seeing it shared around. It's like the height of the. How do I? Let's see. How can I show this? I wish I could just switch that over. I don't want to pull that. No, not that one. All right, we'll just do it real quick. Whatever. It's all good. Yeah, so it's like this chart here. Let me see. Oh, there it is. It's the it's the height of the Fed chairs and the rates, and it's a silly ass chart. I don't know, but it is kind of funny. It's like big ass Volcker coming down, coming down, coming down, and then you got Powell, which is a little bit taller. So it's just kind of silly. And to be fair, this was made a while ago, and it actually has come to fruition. We're actually, this is 2017, so we're actually up around this cluster here. So I don't know, it's kind of silly, man, but whatever. All right, Dixie, gold, silver has some headwinds. I mean, obviously being under these horizontals is not great. Did we just kind of fill this gap? We have filled it now, so maybe we get a little relief rally. I am playing for that a little bit, but man, with TNX going up, it's not giving me high conviction on that trade now. That's some new information. We'll see. That is with options, so I've got defined risk on those. Platinum keeps selling off. Palladium is absolutely dumping into the ground. Wow. Platinum is also at the last line of the sand at 950. This could be a really good buy zone. I might think about doing that just because this first retest here on all this major horizontal in the 200, possibly good. But we'll see. Let me go look at that. Maybe I'll just do a little small position on that guy. But I think that's about it, y'all. Bitcoin, stay above 21K. Start getting comfy below there. Watch out. Ethereum, same, little bit lower, about 1450. We're staying above 1450. It's okay. We start getting comfy below there, and even really below 1500. I'd start to look for downside. And now that we have the bears attempting to reassert themselves, we have to see if this is just if the bulls can defend the previous resistance flip to support. And so if they can do that and start working their way back up, that would actually be awesome price structure, and I would look for higher highs. But we need more data for that. We got kind of the first part we were looking for, and let's see how they build the chart out. I wouldn't expect anything really this weekend. Maybe some volatile like flush out moves, but probably just kind of close towards up in the middle. If I had to guess, weekend price action kind of sucks. But anyway, much love. I hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and we'll see y'all Monday morning. Peace.